Welcome to another edition of BAF Draft. This is Gary Wilkinson, and today I have
Matt Zerby.
And we have a special guest. His name is Bob. Bob, you want to say hi? Not really? Okay. So today is a very special edition. What we are doing is we are logging on to Magic the Gathering Online and doing a vintage cube draft. Matt's doing a vintage cube draft as I sit here and co-help him draft.
The funny part's going to be whether or not we can actually finish it due to the terrible internet out here.
Yes, and are you doing single elimination?
Of course.
Okay, going hardcore? Going all the way?
Well, because if I get wiped out in the first round, I get to go to bed.
So basically our Pack 1 Pick 1 is going to be our Pack 1 Pick 1 in the draft.
Sure.
Okay.
Well, sped up because of the time of Magic Online.
Yeah.
Now, you'll notice that the entire time since the intro started, we've been waiting for it to load. That's the time constraint and internet speed that we have.
If we were in the States, it would have already been loaded. And we can tell when it's loaded properly because it's showing us the play lobby now, but it may not show us the store, and it may not let us trade yet. So we have to wait till it all loads, because if you try to start too early, then you got lag. And when you got lag, that means the computer picks for you.
Well, that's Gary style.
That's Gary style?
I just go straight to it.
Oh, no, it's too risky, man. Okay, so we're doing vintage cube single elimination phantom draft. Vintage cube is what they are calling the holiday cube.
Yep.
Which is the same cube we draft out of. By the way, I got the updates that they use on here, and I'm already getting the proxies ready to switch out. So next time we play the cube, we'll have the new stuff. So they put a couple of the flip planeswalkers in there. They threw all the scry lands in there, all 10 of those in, and took out a lot of the shock lands, or not shock lands, pain lands.
I'm just waiting for the the temples. I'm waiting for the price to plummet on those because
they already have. You can get most of them all of them for about $100, I think.
Oh no, I'm ready for them to go.
You want them to be quarters.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I'm ready, and then I'm going to pick them up and put them in my cube.
I got a mail runs odd sometimes, so we haven't had mail in about 3 or 4 days, or at least we haven't here. And I got 7 Puka cards in today. Actually, 7, 8, 9, because there was some that had a couple. So remember when I had a couple of weeks ago, I decided, I'm going to go ahead and build a standard deck, and I decided to go mono red.
Right.
So I have all those basically come in. So I think I have enough to do a mono red, and then I did get some black and white stuff in as well. I have a lot of black and white removal for my commander deck.
All right. While we're still waiting for this load, so what is the makeup of your mono red standard?
I don't remember. I net decked it. The look on his face, he's disappointed because I wasn't ready to talk about it.
Do you know whose net deck you copied?
Wherever I went on, and I'm not very good at that kind of stuff. So it was whatever one had won so many tournaments or was doing well at the time, which it changes. It's changed a lot since then, but it does have Monastery Swift Spear, which I guess is out of date, right? Are those gone now?
Those are gone.
Oh well, then this thing's way out of whack.
No. The Swift Spears are still. Wow, I dropped the ball on this one. I think they're still in.
Okay, because you told me. What is standard right now?
So standard right now is cons.
Okay.
And everything after cons.
Oh, okay. So this stuff's good then. Okay, It's just the Born of the Gods is gone.
Born of the Gods is gone.
Now, when this Oath of the Gatewatch comes out,
nothing will change.
Nothing will change.
Nothing will change.
But when the next two
Shadow over Innistrad, Shadows over Innistrad. Shadow.
Is that
over
a new?
Innistrad?
So they're doing Innistrad again. Okay.
Yes, they're going back to Innistrad. When that comes out, then Cons and Fate Reforged will drop off.
So Dragons will be in there with Origins, with the 2 of the current cube.
Yes.
Or not current cube, current block. And then we just kind of start that over again. So
I believe so.
Okay.
Now it could be I'm a short a whole 2 blocks. This will be the first time that they're going to the 2-block rotation.
Okay.
So it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Yay. So when are we going to start hearing? When is the next what do you call Modern Masters due to come out?
So they've been doing Modern Masters during the fall.
Okay, it seems so long ago because we were so into it when it happened. It seemed like it was just so far away.
True.
Because I remember we had a lot of people playing at the time, and we were hoping for those big pulls and the foil Tarmogoyfs and the other Tarmogoyfs, and we saw some. We had a good time.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a lot of fun. Speaking of waiting for spoilers, while we're still waiting for this not very fun thing to load.
So are you in a game waiting room now?
No, I'm still waiting for it to load, populate
for
options.
it to allow you to go in there and. So how do you determine? Like, this is what I do. I go to the store. If I can go to trade, initiate a trade, I know it's running good enough. See, it's not even showing. Well, you got buddies? Do you have the same people you trade with all the time?
Yeah, they're right down here.
Okay.
I'll go to this. This is a bot. I just have a bunch of bots down here.
Gotcha.
With my friends.
I use a couple.
All my bots are friends. No, all my friends are bots. There you go. But let's talk about some spoilers. Do you have like a sound effect for spoiler?
I can add it to there.
Okay, so
spoiler. There it goes. It'll be on there when I edit it.
Hey, Charlie, have you seen some of these spoilers that are coming out with the new cards?
No, actually, I haven't played in almost 12 years now.
Hey, I explained to him how there was a new basic land, and that like blew his mind.
Yeah.
Because when John played back in the day, it was different.
Well, there were cards. There were land types that produced colorless mana. You had Urza's Mindset. It was a 3-card set. I don't think they have it anymore. Each one produced colorless mana. And of course, the 3 cards, if you had all 3 together in combination, you were able to get more out of it. But no, there was no basic land type that produced colorless at the time.
Yeah, now they have what they call wastelands, and basically the colorless mana symbol is now becoming, in some instances, wasteland. You have to use wasteland. Like, you can't use. How does it work? You explain it.
It is a waste. The name of the land is waste.
It's called waste, not wasteland. Wasteland's the card that that kills another land.
A non-basic land.
Yeah.
You can tap it to destroy it.
But basically, you know how you have an artifact, it's 2 colorless, you can tap anything to make it do that. A colorless
Correct.
or any. Well, now they have this waste type, so you have to tap something that gives you that waste type for it to do that. Now, it's not that way on every instance, is it?
Well, they're not actually calling it a new type. It's not a new type. It's colorless.
Okay.
They're just now saying that colorless matters going forward.
Gotcha.
They're coming out with special cards that care specifically about whether or not another card is colorless.
There's been a lot of changes to Magic in the last year, like
these changes haven't come out yet.
No, but there's, like, for instance, the new scry rule with the mulligan. Mm. So you still waiting to get online, Matt?
Still
waiting? Oh, I knew we should have delayed before we started the podcast. It won't let you join right now.
Well, there's nothing to join. Look, there's no games.
Where? Okay, go back. I hope they didn't cancel it already. No, these are the ones right. Oh, I see. Maybe they got rid of it. Maybe it dropped already.
No, look. None of them.
I know, but isn't there a cutoff time when they're doing it?
No, look. All of these is not showing the waiting players.
Gotcha. Well, those are current and past games, so that's what's going on right now.
Right, that's all it's showing.
But you're saying it's not even showing Battle for Zendikar stuff.
It's not showing anything. It's not showing any games ready to be played.
Okay.
So, is that...
Why don't you go online and check the status?
How do you check?
See all these dead spaces we get? Mm-hmm. I'll just go in there and chop them out and kind of smooth everything out.
Are you still recording?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you stopped recording.
Heck no.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Well then, yada yada. Yeah, yada yada. Well, no, okay. Yada, yada. So I wanted to ask Tim what he thought of Gift of the Tusks. It's a new instant they just printed. I want to blow his mind with Gift of the Tusks.
Okay, at least it's my mind you're trying to blow.
So what it is, it's a 1-cost instant, 1 blue. Until end of turn, target creature loses all abilities and becomes a green elephant with base power and toughness 3/3. So basically, it's a what's that frog card? It's a frog card, but instead of turning it into a frog, it turns into an elephant. It's a little bit bigger.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I don't know what the frog card is.
The frog card is a 1-cost.
Is it similar to the sheep card?
The sheep card? What's the sheep card?
I have no idea. I thought we were just naming animals.
Oh, gotcha. No, there's a card. It's called... I can't remember what it's called now. Jeez. Anyways, it turns any creature makes it lose all of its abilities. It becomes a 1/1 frog. Now there's another one called Polymorphous Jest that does that with every creature that your opponent controls.
So you see something like that, and it's interesting. Back when I was playing, we had this, and I don't know, maybe this card's still around. We had this great little thing called an Ornithopter, and it was a 0 casting cost artifact creature that was a 0/2 with flying. And so what you would do is you would play it and drop a swamp and play an Unholy Strength on it, so you'd have a 2/3 flying creature for each turn. Well, this is something you can do very similar to that. You throw out a low or a 0 casting cost. I don't know if they have those anymore. Basically a small creature, and you use it as a pump. Turn it into a 3/3 creature early on in the game, or you could use it against an opponent's attacking creature. It's I don't know. It's
I would definitely
a lot of versatility to it.
Now, other than the obvious, probably turning an opponent's creature into a 3/3 in the middle of an attack when they got something huge. What else does that work with, Matt, that you know of that's coming out?
Well, it's great if you block with a 3/3, and then you turn their 10/10 into now a ground pounding 3/3, and then eat it for dinner. It's the reverse power level of cards where they made instants and sorcery so powerful back in the day.
Yeah.
And now, this is something I'm super excited about, but it's...
So this came out today. What came out yesterday? Let's see what we got here. Yeah, so every day until the 22nd, what I believe the pre-release is, they're going to be giving more and more previews out, and pretty soon just everything will be out.
Here's some other ones.
That was a lot of stuff on the 5th. I saw that Oath of Chandra.
Chandra?
Yeah, Chandra. Yeah, Skyon.
Skyons? Yeah.
So basically, this Oath, it's like a 5-color theme or set of cards that does very similar things when they come into the battlefield.
So Oath of Chandra is 1 and a red for a legendary enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, Oath of Chandra, when it enters the battlefield, it deals 3 damage to target creature and opponent controls. At the beginning of each end step, if a planeswalker enters the battlefield under your control this turn, Oath of Chandra deals 2 damage to each opponent. It's a rare.
Gotcha. Now, there was a card I saw that's just like one of those win the game ridiculous if you can do all this stuff, which is, I believe, the Hedron alignment.
Yes.
So it's an enchantment. It costs 1 blue, 2 colorless, hexproof. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may reveal your hand. If you do, you win the game. If you own a card named Hedron alignment in exile, in your hand, in your graveyard, and on the battlefield.
So the idea is that you're putting 4 Hedrons, just 1 in each zone, and it's protecting you, and then you win.
Or if you're doing draft, you just get 6 of them during the draft and go at it that way.
Well, 6 of them at a rare slot, sure.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. Well, is it a rare or uncommon?
It is a rare.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be.
But let's remember the most important thing about this. Would you pay 2 in a blue for the ability to pay 1 in a blue and scry 1?
And then have it very difficult to remove, so you know you pretty much got that all the time because it's hexproof?
Yep.
I would at least consider it not to... Yeah, if I was in a control deck, yeah, probably. That would be up there. It would not be a last pick kind of thing. And maybe I'm underestimating how great of an ability that is.
Fair enough. Well, okay, so the last match started 2 hours ago?
Yeah, but don't they normally always have them continuously running?
Yep.
So something's wrong.
Something is going on. Well, it could be that they're down.
Why don't you go onto their site and check? Because they give you server status.
I did, and the servers are all up and running.
Okay.
And you'll see that if we go to the constructed tournaments, while they do not have any big, giant constructed tournament at the moment...
Go to scheduled and see what they have there. Nothing. Limited tournaments.
Oh, this is the schedule for...
Gotcha.
What the giant schedule is going out, and it does several hours out to maybe days.
Well, look and see if it mentions the schedule for the Vintage Cube. Maybe they stopped doing it.
Well, like I said, it's showing...
Here, go back. You don't have anything checked there. Oh, okay.
Well, we go here.
This is very frustrating.
Can't imagine why.
It's like a nothing podcast now.
It is like a nothing podcast.
We should have had a backup itinerary.
This actually reminds me of a long time ago when Magic involved interacting with actual other real people instead of sitting at your computer pretending.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
That's William, one of the older players.
And I applaud the use of technology like this because it allows you to connect to people from a long way away. And
I don't ever talk to them when I draft him. I ain't got time for that crap. It's time to beat them.
But I think it also takes away, like, for example, one of the things that was great about Magic is that it allowed you to make your own games. Okay? You had a group of friends that got together. You could either apply your own rules, have house rules, or you could create your own sub-games just to make it more interesting. For example, when we played, we had a large map, and each territory on the map had a certain ability for it. For example, you might, if you're the controller of that land and you get attacked, you would have a basic land type already in play when you started the game that you would control. And so what you would do is you would take turns, and you would play it similar to Risk. You would have tokens. We just used coins or counters to mark which lands we controlled, and then we would play duels. We would challenge another player for 2 bordering pieces of land, and you would do a duel to see who would win that piece of land. And so you would just basically take over the map. Your objective was to rule the world. And like I said, there were a lot of different ways that you could kind of make your own games, and because of the way that Magic was set up, with it being designed to be a short, fast-paced game, it really facilitated that quite well.
In 45 minutes, it's going to be taken off for maintenance, so that's why we can't draft. I do like the physical card game much better. The reason I do online is just really to help me get familiar with a new set, draft it a few times, work some of my kinks out, see what people are playing, just to help me be better prepared when we actually do live Magic. And I enjoy it. If I'm in the room, I can squeeze a few in. I mean, it's always better just practicing drafting is how you get better. Doing it online is a way you can do it quickly without having to be at a store, do a round, wait 2 hours when they're done, and start another round.
Yes.
So you can squeeze in twice as many in one go.
Right. And I like the competition version of Magic, that aspect to it, but I really think the heart of it is still a group of friends sitting down together and playing informal games.
The table, what they call it, kitchen top? Is that what you call it, Matt? Kitchen top Magic? And it's fun. Now, what we used to do, and you probably did this, there's so many variations. You get 5 people, you can only attack to the right or whatever and defend to the left.
Yes.
Or stuff like that. Or everybody plays mono. Or everybody builds a pauper deck. Or
the variation that we played most often was everybody played a mono deck, and you had 2 complementary colors and 2 opposing colors. And of course, that meant if you were aiding one of your complementary colors, that was of course opposed to the other complementary color. So if you aided one friend, you were hurting the other.
Yeah.
And so that made it more interesting.
There's a game we play called Emperor sometimes. It's like, what is it, 3-on-3?
Yeah.
And you have like an Emperor and then generals and an Emperor, and you can only attack in so far, and your spells only affect the board so far in until you start knocking other people off. Then of course you have Commander, which is 4 people going at it. Then you have the 5-player Commander, the Pentagram.
Yeah. Which
I did enjoy that. It's just the Commander games are long, or can be long.
Yes, they can be long.
They can be quick too, but I mean, me and
let's go over Pentagram. It was a format that I saw for the first time I've ever seen it was when we played it in Dubai. Some of the gamers out there play it, and basically the idea of Pentagram is that you have two opponents. So one opponent will always go before you, and one opponent will always go after you. And the format is whatever format you choose. We just play as Commander.
Yeah.
And you win only when your 2 opponents are dead. So you can actually keep going. Like the game ends really early, but it doesn't just drag out for a bunch of people having.
Correct, and there's a little bit more to gauge. Like Rob was next to me, to the left of me, and you were to the right of me, and he was going after. He had to go after Lunchbox, and the B was his opponent.
Right.
And or those are my opponents, but he couldn't attack B. But I knew I didn't have to worry about you. For the most part, I thought you had a pretty good grasp on it. Lunchbox has, when his stuff gets going, it gets nasty. So while Rob was working on him, I was going to kind of play back and forth. And it's just, I guess it's timing on who you knock out. I mean, you could help your person that you're with next to, your ally or whatever you call it, or you can cause them to win by, getting too aggressive too quick and leaving, one kill for them so they win the game. So, I don't know, it's a different type of strategy.
It is.
It's just timing on stuff you're not playing against everybody, and you can't just try to wipe everybody out. If you do it, then you just helped, your neighbor get rid of the one opponent he needed. Now he can just focus on the other person, and he's got it.
Right. So it's a very social game.
Yeah.
And it was great because when we played it there, we played it at a hookah bar. So you had food and hashish, and people were just hanging out and chilling.
And those political cards that they put out in the decks, in the commander decks, the ones where you put it on things and they can't attack you, those really come into play during that.
True.
Yeah, these are cards, Bob over here. Those are cards that have, it's an enchantment, and you put it on your creature, right? Or you can put it on their creature. And I don't think you can put it on their creature. I think it goes on yours. Basically, if anybody steals this creature, it's not allowed to attack you because that's a condition on the enchantment. Like you are a planeswalker you control.
Does that happen very often? People stealing your creatures?
Oh yeah.
Because it seems like a fairly limited.
Remember that Grave of Betrayal card I showed you?
Vaguely.
Anytime a creature dies, an opponent's creature dies, it comes back into play under my control with a +1/+1 counter on it.
Okay, so this enchantment, is it a global enchantment or is it an enchant creature?
Which one are you talking about?
The one where they can't attack you.
It goes on in that specific creature. So if you have,
it goes to the graveyard.
Well, no, I understand that, but you were just asking, do stuff get stolen?
Yeah.
There are, especially in the blue deck, there's a card out. It's an enchantment, and I think it's an enchantment or a creature. You know what I'm talking about? Willbreaker.
I would say that it's more of accidental. It's more accidental. Have accidental creature steal as opposed to flat out creature steal everywhere. It's in every color now. It's pretty much rampant, but nobody really focuses on it. There's not a lot of it.
There is commander stuff in the new commander decks that allows you to switch creatures for that turn with your opponent. And for whatever reason, it could be, I'm going to switch, and then now I get the sack ability. So instead of sacking his, I'm going to sack mine. Or he's just got bigger stuff, and you're going to attack into it. So there's a lot of reasons. It just gives you options. So, but that Grave Betrayal is pretty nasty, but it doesn't affect tokens because tokens kind of disappear before they hit the graveyard. So I guess that's it for this podcast. This is going to be a little short one, and we'll just try to come up with an itinerary and do another one pretty soon. Like, fill in the gap so we have another one ready. So
yeah, then we could. I have no idea.
If we had a pack of cards right now, we could do Flip It and Rip It.
We could do Flip It.
We are going to do a live Flip It and Rip It. Some people are scared to do that. Lunchbox. But we're going to do a live Flip It and Rip It with Battle for Zendikar. Man, I hope one of them. What do they call those things? What's the name of them? The full art foil.
Expedition?
Yeah, I hope an Expedition land doesn't get flipped and ripped.
No, I hope it does.
You do?
I do.
Just
to
show its cardboard?
Face, just to watch
I'll
your
cry,
face
man. I'll cry if that happens.
As it gets ripped in half.
See a $200 or $300 card get ripped.
Yep.
So you're going to have to explain.
Okay, so Kevin over here is like wondering what this is. So, Flip It and Rip It is 2 guys go in together.
Okay, wait. Alright, I'm sorry I asked. Just don't worry about the explanation, alright?
No, it's hilarious. It's just some people in here don't know the idea. So here's what it is. Him and I go buy a pack together, right? We split the cost of a pack. Let's say $4, $2, okay, right? Okay. Is that kind of how it goes, right? And the better the pack, the more expensive the pack, the much more sweeter this thing is. So then you lay all the cards out face down, and one of you is the guy that rips a card, and one of you is the guy that flips a card. So whoever goes first, I don't know how you roll for that, I guess.
Oh no, yeah, you roll to see who randomly, whether the saver or the destroyer goes first.
Okay, so then you have all these cards face down. So let's say the rip it guy goes first. He picks a card at random face down and rips it, and then you flip it over to see what it is. Then the next turn, the saver goes and picks the cards and puts it to the side. It doesn't get ripped. So you do that until they're all ripped or flipped, and then whoever ripped or saved the most expensive card gets to keep everything.
It's a fun game.
Yeah. So if he ripped a $200 card, the pack's not worth anything, but he gets to keep everything. So that wasn't saved, or the ripped ones too. We did that with Modern Masters, remember?
Yep.
You and dude. What's this? Scott.
Yep.
You and Scott. And we were all nervous. We were all around the table watching, like, waiting to see a Tarmogoyf flipped or some crazy, What was it? Who was in that? Who was the Eldrazi guy, the big dude? The Annihilator 6 guy. 15/15 when you cast him and take another turn.
Oh, Emrakul.
Yeah, Emrakul. You got. You got there was a ton of stuff in that set that was great. Okay, so I guess this is it. I got enough here to make it a little 30-minute podcast, so.
Oh, you do have enough to
I got it. We've been recording for like an hour, or about 45 minutes I think. Wow. Maybe less. So.
See, I didn't even know half the stuff was being recorded.
Man, I haven't turned it off since then, so I'm going to go in and get all the dead spaces out and some of the dumbness, and then...
That right there will cut down to 30 minutes.
Yeah. And this, we keep a lot of that in there, and like even this is going on there. And this is to show that sometimes when you plan to do things out here, it just doesn't happen, and we always stress that. If we were stateside... Well, if we were stateside, the same thing would happen, but we would have more access to other things we could do or something. Here, we probably should have planned better or something, maybe had something to talk about. But anyways, we'll see you guys next week, and we'll have a better and more contentful...
Contentful?
Yeah, no, contentful. Like content with full of it.
Huh.
I don't know if it's contentful.
Here he is, contentful now.
Okay, so we'll see you guys next week. We're out. Got anything to say, Matt?
Bye.
Bye. Okay. Hey, Roger, you got anything to say? Not really? Okay.